In this video, we're going to check out a car where only 86 were made in the 2014 model year, and that's the Lexus ISF. Hello everybody and welcome to Marty Motoring. This is my third and final video in my San Diego trip, and today we will be meeting up with Frank, known as Quick Films on Instagram, and his modified 2014 Lexus ISF. There's only 86 of these cars made. He has one of them, and he's done a really nice job making it his own and doing some very nice mods to it. So today we're gonna meet the owner and check the car out. Rental car life. And we made it. Here is the 2014 Lexus ISF.
How you doing, guys? This is Frank, and this is my 2014 Matador Red ISF. I started off in the Supra world, and because of family situations, my family started to grow, and it was something that was not practical anymore. So a friend of mine had an 08 ISF, and he kept telling me, he's like, Frank, you gotta just check this car out. You gotta see how it feels. I mean, I know you come from power, but this is power with 4 doors. So one day he gave me the keys. I went and I had a blast with the car. I took it for a few hours. I left him at the mall and I just went off on my own. And just really, the first thing I noticed was just the sound of the car. It just sounded like a muscle car. And I was like, is this really Japanese? And you know, that car was FBO, had all the bolt-ons on it, and it just felt so good. And one of the things that he told me was like, listen, you know, this car is a Toyota. It's consistent, it's not gonna leave you on the side of the road, and it's fast and it's fun. And I thought, that's pretty cool. And that started my search. About 3 or 4 months later, I acquired an 09 ultrasonic blue ISF. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was incredible. I put bolt-ons on it, you know, and everywhere I went, everyone was like, what the hell is that? I mean, it sounds so good. I mean, you know, it sounds like a Camaro, or it sounds like a Mustang. And I'm like, no. It's not that, but it's just as fast. Anyway, fast forward a few years, and just kind of a random Facebook post on one of these groups where some guy said, you know, I have a 2014 Matador and I don't know if I want it anymore, and I'm not sure, you know, what it's worth. So of course I was like, I know the differences between earlier year models and late year models. So that evening I went and saw him, and it turns out he lived about a mile away from my house. So I made the deal right then and there that night, picked it up the next day, and I sold my 09, and now I have this beast. Definitely there are differences between the two. I think the 08 and 09s are great cars, but one of the biggest things is the mechanical LSD that Lexus put in starting in 2010. That made a big difference in the handling department of this car. Also the suspension tweaks. All throughout the years, Lexus kind of tweaked and tweaked and tweaked. 2014 car has one of the softest suspensions that I've felt. The carbon spoiler here, only 2014 has a real carbon spoiler that comes with the car, exclusive to that year. And inside you'll see that it's Alcantara here on the door panels. Also Alcantara in the center console. Headrests, you'll see the F embroidered seats on all 4 seats there. Also the steering rack has been kind of improved. Since this is the last year, you know, I think they wanted to go out with a bang. I really wanted to get a 14, and obviously only 86 were imported that year. So, you know, that was also kind of a nice thing to have as far as something that's unique, that's rare. The car itself is rare already, just about 5,000 in the US or so. So having just one of the 86 for the 2014 model year is pretty cool. My philosophy with this car was anything I put on it should make it better. And I also wanted to have, you know, really good parts from Japan. It was important for me to kind of keep it in that JDM way. Some parts took a long time to get here, but what are you going to do? You start in the back, basically exhaust-wise with the ISF. That's where you get your power from. Just, you know, headers, exhaust systems. So I went with the PPE headers because they're just proven headers. They've been around a long time. They make power. and I mated that with the Greddy titanium exhaust system that I have. This particular system is, I mean, it's fairly rare. Greddy only makes batches of them, batches of 10. They started making them back in 08 when they actually made the exhaust system for the SEMA car. Then after that, it kind of like disappeared with the exhaust systems. They just kind of went away. So at about 2014, 2015, a little birdie told me that they were going to start making them again. So I was kind of watching it on the website, going, should I get it? It's expensive, but it's cool. It sounds great. Should I do it? By Christmas time, they only had 2 left, and I went ahead and said, you know what? I'm taking it. It really adds another dimension to the sound of the car. Headers, obviously, with your typical, let's say, JoeZ system, sounds a certain way, and it sounds really good. I love the JoeZ. But with titanium, it just gives you more of a raspier, higher pitched sound. Also, it tends to dissipate heat, and also it's about half the weight of the stock exhaust system. Very lightweight. So I mean, all those things to me, just checkbox was like, this is great. I want it. And sure enough, you know, the sound of the car, I mean, as you'll see later on in the video, I mean, it just sounds different. As far as suspension, I went with the Greddy KW suspension, the coilovers. The 2014 suspension itself is very soft, as I've said before, so I wanted a street coilover that wasn't harsh, wasn't very track. I wanted to try to keep as much as that stock feel as possible. And so with the Greddy rates, it's 1510 with the rates of the coilovers. To me, that was a really nice street feel. And sure enough, it really feels close to stock when you're driving it, but still has that performance aspect to it. I went with the wider tires, 245 in the front, 275 in the rear, with the Michelin 4S's. A very different tire. People either love them or hate them. Going from PSS, you know, the Michelin Pilot Super Sports, they felt harder. They have very good turn-in. These tires last longer. They're quieter, and it's a very different feel when you go into turns. You kind of not feel as confident per se, but they stick. And that's what I really like about them, and now I'm used to it. Exterior-wise, I went with the Tom side skirts, just because they're awesome and they look clean. And then if you go to the front, this is more, I call this the Novell front, because you have the Novell, you know, ducts here, you got the Novell awesome hood, and you got the Novell front lip. These 2 items, very functional. That was something that was really important to me, was to get something that would make the car better, breathe better, be better, not just for looks, but actually do something with the car. That front lip really has a lot of downforce to it. You feel it, the huge vents on the hood, that helps it breathe, looks great. Slightly lighter than the aluminum hood that comes with the car. Set the carbon fiber add-ons to the fog light covers.
You also have I guess the same wheels as the 2012, 13, and 14.
Right, so these are the OEM wheels that come a standard with the 12 and 14, and they're also slightly wider than the 08 through 11s, so that you can put more meat, more tire on them if you needed to. I think they're the best looking OEM wheel on the market.
I agree.
Period. They're awesome. They're BBS wheels, and you know, they're incredible. I really like them. You know, a lot of people change their wheels quickly, but for me, I was like, they just look too good. Why would I do it? I don't want to do it. Intake is a JoeZ elbow in the engine. A lot of people know with these cars, you can't really do too much with them, just because they're NA. So the actual stock box is actually it's functional. It works really well, so you can't leave too much with that. The rear has the Tom's rear diffuser on it. So this is the Sard wing. One of the things that I really liked about this particular wing is that you don't need to bolt it onto the trunk. And for me, my philosophy with this build was to try to keep the integrity of the car. It's a 2014, it's a rare piece, and if I needed to go back to stock for any reason, I could do it without having to go, oh no, I need another trunk, or oh no, this is what's going on. I like that about the Sard, also that it's very functional. A lot of guys in Japan use it, you know, and it works. It's basically three-way adjustable manually. Right now I have it in the most aggressive position, but you can actually manually bring it down to make it flat up against the car, or bring it up, and you feel the downforce right away. It's not something that you're like, oh wow, it's a nice little wing, how cute. No, it actually works.
It actually works.
It actually works. From a dead stop, as you drive, the rear is planted. and you feel that. When you drive the car fast without the wing, that's when you feel that downforce. But when you have this wing on in the aggressive position, you feel it right from 0 miles an hour all the way. Love the wing, love the way it looks, and it adds a lot to the car. Yeah, this is factory here from Lexus, only on the 2014 that it comes with. As everyone knows, Lexus carbon is very expensive. So it's actually really nice when they provide that little extra carbon bits.
Let's take it for a ride.
Okay, cool, let's go.
Are so fast. This thing's awesome. So Frank just drove his car through the little canyon road and it was awesome. So now it's my turn. My first time in 2014 ISF. The only one I've ever driven is a 2008, which is my brother's. So this should be a familiar but a lot better feel. Oh man, good sound. There's nothing that beats that. Brake pads are awesome too. Yeah, this is definitely one of the best handling Lexus ISs I've ever driven. Wow. Haven't really gotten past fourth gear and there's 8 of them. So I just drove the car and it was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was just everything you would want an ISF to be as far as sound and feel and just how it drives, and it was really fun. So thank you, Frank, for letting me drive this.
You're welcome.
It was definitely a treat. And,
I'm happy to be part of your video.
Thank you very much. 2 thumbs up from Quick Films. Follow him on Instagram. Check his car out. There it is, 2014 ISF. 1 of 86. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and follow along with future videos. Follow me on Instagram at Marty Motoring, and as always, leave a little rubber on the road.